who uses sponsored ads as well for our social media. But is that like a thing? Are we getting more sponsored ads just like we're getting way more ads on YouTube now? That must be, because I'm seeing them all the time.
The thing that drives me crazy about ads, especially on Facebook, is like, okay, so the whole purse thing. I'm looking at purses and I can't make myself buy a purse. And all of the ones that I'm looking at are at least $70 plus shipping. So it's going to be at least $100 for this stupid thing.
Right.
And I can't bring myself to spend $100
and there
on a purse.
Some really decent places in town where you can buy a really decent purse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my schedule does not allow me to go out of the house.
Yeah.
So online shopping is my friend. But so say I did buy a purse. For the next month, I'm going to get ads for purses.
Yes.
That is not helping me.
No.
If I already bought the purse, I don't need ads about purses.
No.
Maybe do ads about wallets that support purses.
But even if you've searched it, you're going to get the ads about purses. Even if you search something.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's even if it hears us talking right now.
Right.
I'm probably going to get ads about purses
now
because my phone is listening to me.
I know. There was one was it last year? It was coming up on Avery's birthday. It must have been 2 years ago. And we were talking about getting him rollerblades because that was something that Alex had when he was younger and he absolutely loved it. And it's something that he will benefit from because he loves hockey, plays hockey.
Right.
And if he's able to rollerblade in the summer, then it will just keep his legs strong throughout the summer months.
Yeah.
So that when he goes back to hockey, he's not further behind.
Right.
So we were talking about it, and Alex was like, yeah, I saw this pair at Maltby's or something. Like, he didn't even look online yet for rollerblades. And the next couple hours, there were all ads from, like, Sport Check and Cleves about rollerblades.
Weird.
And we're just like, oh, my God.
It's really not that weird. Do you have, I don't even know what they're called, the Google Home?
We do now. We didn't at the time. No.
Well, my phone... Actually, it hasn't done it in a while. But there was, for a long time there, anytime I said okay to somebody, like, and how often do you say okay? It's like saying like. I say like in almost every sentence. I know this because I do my captions for the videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how many times have I said like in this?
Yeah.
But no, so I would say okay, and my phone would blip and like ask what I wanted, basically, and it would wait for the next thing. So like if I were to say, okay, call Kristy Brown, it would do that for me. But I was saying okay in the middle of conversations.
Right.
And I couldn't figure out, I tried and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. But maybe I was successed because it hasn't done it in a long time. But that just goes to show you, it is listening all the time. If it can recognize that I'm saying okay, that means it's tuned into everything I'm saying. And by the way, it's a Huawei.
Oh, so it's listening even more.
So it's definitely listening, which I got because the camera's so darn good in it.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at those because of the camera.
Yeah,
but
really good.
I just couldn't do it.
No.
But yeah, I say seriously a lot. That is one word that I say constantly.
Right.
And once in a while, the phone will pick it up.
Yeah.
As if I said, hey, Siri.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised she didn't turn on. Anyway, we were coming back from Oxford. Avery had a practice, and I'm just trying to think. I don't remember. I think Alex was home, but I'm not sure why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we were just talking about practice, and Avery was like, yeah, it was a hard practice. He skated us or whatever. And I was like, but I'm pretty sure I said the word seriously. And then it started calling 911.
Oh, gosh.
We hear this, like, siren, and it sounds like a nuclear war is about to happen.
Yeah.
And so I look down at the phone, and it has this, like, bright red look to it, and it says 911 on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have never called that number ever before in my life, and I don't know what happens when you do call that number. So I pick up the phone, and I'm sitting here friggin' driving down the highway, but I'm panicking, so
Right.
I don't know what else to do. I hold it to my ear, and the lady's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just coming back from hockey practice, and we're driving down the highway, and my phone just started calling you, and she's like, "Are you sure there's nothing wrong?" I'm like, "No, there's nothing wrong," but I'm thinking she doesn't believe me.
She thinks you're speaking in code or something. Yeah.
So I'm panicking even more. And then, so she's like, "Okay," and hangs up the phone. So I get Avery to text Alex and say, like, the phone just automatically called 911. And
Right.
just in case there's an ambulance at the house or something.
Just in case something shows up.
But it
That's
freaked
funny.
me out.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that, especially driving.
Yes. Like, of
I don't
all
know
places.
what's happening. Yeah, and you freak out.
Middle of winter, calling 911, driving down the highway.
My phone's ever only called. It's funny. I don't know how it would choose these people, because like one of them, it was a guy named Rick, who I haven't spoken to in years. He lives in another town in the province. He like wasn't even a close friend or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And one time it just started calling him randomly, and I picked up my phone. I saw it after it was on, and I was like, I thought he had called me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Hey, what's going on? How you been? Like, what the heck?" And he was just as confused as I was, because I had called him apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one day I was getting in the car after work, and my phone said calling mom. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't actually talked to mom in a while. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we have an ongoing Facebook Messenger message that she and I and my brother and sister are on. And so it's just ongoing, like, this is the weather today kind of thing. Right. But I hadn't actually spoken with her on the phone for a while. So I was kind of like, oh, geez, I'm looking at it as a sign from the universe that I should call mom. And I'm like, I don't know what it means, but I need to talk to my mother.
Call her, yeah.
So, but yeah, it was weird because I hadn't
So
said
did you
anything.
call her? Was she all right?
Yeah, everything was fine. She was just like, oh, it's nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I feel like I had to. Yeah. But I hadn't been talking or anything, so it was weird that it just automatically.
That is weird. Yeah, I would take that as the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I better call her.
Yeah. It was weird.
What is that? That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, completely off topic.
That's okay. I feel like we kind of met our topic today anyways. What else can we talk about? It's 37 minutes.
Yeah. Well, just.
You have a piercing on your arm. Is that a piercing on your arm?
It is, yeah.
How does that stay in? What is it?
It's called a dermal.
A dermal. Is it somehow screwed in?
It is,
oh,
yeah.
Weird.
So there's a plate on the bottom with a post, and the gem part screws into it. So if I were to want it gone, I would have to have it removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I did have two, but this one kept getting caught on my shirts and watches and stuff. So
that's kind of so painful.
It kept getting hit so much that my body rejected it and it fell out.
I've had that happen with piercings. Like your body just kind of, I had an eyebrow ring, and it just kept getting closer and closer to the surface until eventually I just pulled on it and it was out. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really upset. I loved it.
So how did it get in there then? If you have to have it surgically removed.
So it's kind of like a hole punch.
Okay.
That they do. It's just a circle, not needle, but it's flat. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of push it in and then remove it. And then they kind of maneuver the post into your skin.
Wow, that sounds so painful. I feel queasy.
It was quite painful, yeah.
So to kind of keep it to the topic, did you hear about those on social media?
Actually,
were you influenced into hurting yourself?
It was Pinterest.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even remember. When I was younger, I was really into piercings because I wasn't around, back in the day. Mm-hmm. We didn't have tattoo artists around here.
Right.
And my mom was a hairdresser, so she had a piercing gun. Mm-hmm. So piercings were my thing. Yeah. And they weren't very common, and I felt like a rebel. Yeah. So I had a nose ring and a belly button ring and the cartilage earring, and I was cool because I had that.
Badass.
and then as I get older, like I moved away, and piercings and tattoos were bigger down there because there were bigger places. It was the States, and Florida's huge for people. But I came back, and there are actually tattoo artists locally now, or when I was 16. So I just kind of got into tattoos then, and for some reason, maybe I was like searching. Oh, I guess after I got married and we had kids, I had gotten into the whole like mom thing, and I had taken my belly button ring out, my nose ring out, and I didn't wear earrings very much anymore. And yeah, I felt like I had to be the mom. Yeah. And then I was like, no, you know what? I don't. So then I was kind of, there was this website, I can't remember what it was called, but it was about body modification. And so a lot of it was tattoos. And then it kind of morphed into more body modification. So there were piercings, and I think that's where I learned about dermals. Okay. Because people would get tattoos, and then they would get, like, say they got a tattoo of a tiger, and then they'd get the dermals put in as the eyes. As the eyes, yeah. So that that's it kind of neat. Popped. Yeah. But then it got more into the body modification thing, and I stopped looking at it because it was more about like scarification and like cutting and
a lot of body modification is scary.
I wasn't really into that, so I stopped going there. But I think that's where I first learned about
It's pretty neat. It's pretty
I
neat.
like it. It's cool. They're quite popular. It's you have to be trained to be able to do it. Like if you're a piercer, you can't just do it. So there's not a lot of piercers that have the ability to do it. But like there's one girl here in town that does piercings, but I don't think she does dermals. I'm not 100% sure, but
I don't know.
The only guy that I knew that did them was in Moncton that did mine, but he no longer does piercings. So I don't know where you would go. But
there are people probably. There's probably somebody in Moncton, definitely in Halifax.
Probably,
they'd have speaking of body modifications, there was a show, I can't remember, Botched, I think is what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And it's plastic surgery, which of course is a type of body modification, but like really extreme cases. And it just made me think of those. Like there's this one lady who, and this would be social media influenced big time because of all the perfection and stuff and people getting like butt cheek implants and stuff like that. And it's weird because I don't really know much about this stuff, but there was this one woman, she had an implant in her butt cheek, and she was showing how deformed or what a bad job it was. And it was like say you just had like a partial sphere kind of cut off, right? And it was like this, she could flip it around. So it was like she could move it, and you could see it moving underneath her skin. And as she manipulated her skin, she could flip it inside her butt cheek.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so disgusting. And then there was another woman. And so this is like the worst case scenario of people being overly influenced by the perfection that they see on screen somewhere, right? Or if you live in certain places, I guess. But
right.
And then there was another woman. She just wanted everything perfect. And she was in there talking to this guy about, I don't even know what the procedure would be called, but basically to have the perfect vagina. And this is a thing. I mean, I'm sure people listening know this, but like it's a big enough thing that it's like highly demanded in certain areas of society, I guess. Like, can you imagine?
I can't.
I can't. I know.
Like before I had children, the thought of an episiotomy just made me physically ill.
Me too.
And after having 3 children, no. you can't. I can't.
No, not a chance. No,
no.
Not a chance.
Pain down
there. Imagine like the healing process of that. And the risk of infection and all that.
God.
Oh my God, I can't even know. And for what? Just to take us right back to the beginning of the conversation, they don't care.
Exactly.
Exactly. They're happy.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That reminds me, we used to watch Modern Family all the time. And